Whoa. Coming inside of this show right now, Ashley Overbeek, she has reimagined the world's most exclusive delicacies in a way that doesn't harm sturgeon, which is the most endangered group of fish on the planet. And now with chefs, culinary scientists, etc., I think everybody who has tasted and tried is blowing it up and loving it. She comes by way. I believe she actually got her MBA at HBS. I think. I could be wrong on this. But we need to bring her inside of this show and talk about how she is winning on the interwebs. Everybody, welcome Ashley Overbeek. Get in here, Ash.
Hello.
Hi. I'm here to answer all of your questions about whether I went to business school or not.
Oh, Ashley, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. I should have brought my cowboy hat.
If you had a cowboy hat, that would just be like extra points for you. Hey, I would love if you would just like start from the beginning. Ashley, how did you get this idea? When I saw on Twitter, I saw like there is a such thing as plant-based caviar. I was like, okay, like who made this thing? Where did it come from? Give us the origin story of this, if you would.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll go way back. I'll go way back for you. I grew up in a family that loves cooking. My mom's first career was a food scientist. So,
Wow.
I mean, already from the gate, I was like interested in food and food science. And then I went to Stanford and I concentrated in sustainable food and agriculture. Again, like super interested in food, but never thought it could be a career. I was like, this is just a hobby that I do in my free time. And so I cut my teeth in the luxury world. I worked at LVMH and then McKinsey's apparel, fashion, and luxury group. We should actually, there's like a whole segment, I feel like, on all these people that work at McKinsey that now founded food brands. Like I'm recently discovering this and I'm like, whoa, here I was thinking I was unique. And then I worked at Gagosian, which is a contemporary art gallery. And so I did a lot of things, but some of that was event planning. And so, I think that there's lots of levers you can use to make an event feel special, but like nothing beats when the little tin comes out and it's going to be a special occasion. Yes, you know how to do it. We actually have in our packaging a little like how to open the tin. But clearly I'm among experts.
Yeah, right. Actually, I think I've had like caviar, like I think I can count it on one hand, But I totally agree with you. You're at an event, it's upscale, fancy, luxurious, and then the caviar comes by, and then I'm like, oh gosh, like I am really here among the world's elite, Look at what we're passing around.
But I mean, it just has a lot of history. I mean, I love the tradition of it. I love how it looks, it tastes. I think the spoon is so fun. I think it just comes with a lot of like ceremonial weight. And so I saw some videos about how caviar was harvested and I was like, I wonder if you could do this without fish. And so I started like recipe developing in my kitchen in business school. And then I started working with a local chef and then I fundraised and then was able to partner with like a fantastic team of culinary scientists. They like formerly Noma and Momofuku and stuff. And we did over 50 rounds of iteration on this. We built the machines that make the product from scratch. It was so like the first machine I used was a boba machine, like a popping boba machine.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. No, that didn't work. Like 2.7 millimeters on average if you're looking at Osetra caviar, and that is really small. And so we actually had to get these like super fine, kind of like almost needles to make it. Anyway, it was crazy, and also like everything was just very, very, very bespoke. And the way that we make the whole process, I had to convince a production facility to like, again, like same as you in the beginning where you're like, what is this product? Like I've never heard of plant-based caviar. And there was like the education on the consumer side, but also on getting like every supplier to buy into the idea as well as like hard.
Wow.
Ashley, as you're going through those iterations, I mean, caviar buyers kind of expect like a specific kind of pop, brine, like a mouthfeel to it. Like What was the hardest part during all those iterations to kind of like replicate?
Oh my gosh. So it's almost this like interdisciplinarity maybe is the word of it, but just that none of these sensory elements operate in a vacuum. So like if you want to change the
Yeah.
size of it, that's going to affect the taste because
Oh,
you're thinking about the ratio of the outer membrane to the inner membrane or the inner liquid, which is more flavorful. And then when you're actually through the process of we wanted this like soft kind of like burst. It's not a pop, it's like a soft. We tasted so many samples and like that was what we were going for was this kind of like elegant like dissolving melt in your mouth sort of burst. And so like in order to do that, we have to do a process that's very proprietary, but color kind of gets stripped from the
Okay.
pearl. So then like how do you think about color? And caviar isn't completely uniform in color, right? There's a gradient. And so like how do
yeah.
you think about making a product that not every pearl looks identically the same color? Anyway, every time we did one thing, it would have a knock-on effect to change like 5 other sensory details. And so that was probably the hardest thing of like lesson learned. Think about kind of the gestalt of the product when you are making it and know that every decision is like interlinked when you're trying to plan a CPG product.
Absolutely.
I like the more you talk about this, the more I like it because it just here's my thinking here, Ashley. It's like, who is going to go to the ninth or 10th or 50th degree to pave the way for exactly what you're talking about? We need new machinery that doesn't exist. I got to convince these people. I got to raise money here. I got to convince these manufacturers to like these co-packers, and then we changed the formula. Well, that changed the pop and mouth feel based on this color variation, et cetera, et cetera. It's like who else is going to do this? I mean, I don't even know if there's anybody else. I mean, this sounds like total blue ocean to me. Is that the case?
I think that like no one has done the amount of research and development. And I'm like, you think about moats in CPG, I always will believe like brand first is like the moat. I mean, we have these tins that we like.
Beautiful.
Let me show you. This is the caviar. So it like fits. We designed this and it's custom and like the tin fits inside.
Wild.
Yeah. And so I think there's a lot with branding, but moats on the kind of like R&D IP side are really interesting because it's like we source all of our ingredients from so many different places. There's like a very large what's called like a mass transfer. So as you make the product, there are so many different steps. It's actually quite hard to reverse engineer. But I will tell you, like the blood, sweat, and tears like required to create this product, I'm like, go ahead. Like
go and try.
Sometimes I would not wish this on my worst enemy. So it is very hard to make this product. But I'm like proud of it. Yeah.
Ashley, can you talk a little bit more about this packaging? Because the packaging
Exactly.
is absolutely incredible. It's this silver scallop, and it's such a deliberate kind of breakaway from the traditional packaging that you have for caviar. Could you talk through kind of like through that decision and that bet there?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, okay, there's this Venn diagram that I picture where it's like one side is the food science, right? Product has to taste good first and foremost.
Mm.
Then on the other side, there's like branding and almost like this like ego expressiveness. I mean, you have grocery stores like Meadow Lane, Happier, Erewhon, where it's like
Right.
people are starting to form their identity based on things that they're consuming to eat. And like I
True.
worked in fashion, right? And like that was always just par for the course. That was like how you relate to the customer on a luxury level is like who is this person that they resonate with or they see themselves as, and same with art. And now I feel like it's like we're cusping on this thing where food is starting to be a really big signal of identity. And so I was
Totally.
just like, how can I lean on all of my experience in luxury to like bring this into the space? And it means like spending money on the packaging to make it look really, really special. And I think like pretty visually iconic at this point. So that was like one thing with the packaging. And the other thing was, I go to the grocery store and I see all these like amazing food products, but it's very like brightly colored sans serif fonts. And I was just like, how do we make this product feel like almost like a piece of architecture in your home? Like, how do you make it feel more timeless? And so, I don't know, I just drew on a bunch of different inspirations from like flea markets in Paris to like the Met and things like that. I always go and like take photos of all of the decorative arts anytime I go somewhere and like send them. Yeah, I have a whole
I love
folder.
that.
Actually, this feels to me like if I was watching Great Gatsby, and like I could like see Leo like walking out, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he's presenting it to Daisy.
He's like presenting it to Daisy. Like it looks like it fits in that era. I'm like bougie New York City, 1920, whatever. And it looks like it belongs there.
Yeah,
and this is like it does got like an iconic type thing. Can you show us again? I want people to see this because I've been looking at it here on the website. But the way the tins like fit inside this thing, this is beautiful. It looks like it's from Paris in the 1920s or something.
Thanks. It was a lot of thought about how to do it and everything. And, I think like the product is new and you're so right that it's new. And so there's like an interesting question about when you're going into like a pretty big white space, is like education, or how does the customer understand it? And it's like, for me, I found that people are so well versed in this idea of the functional niche of caviar. So just like how to engage with it and how to serve it. And so how do we create a whole new product, but keep some of the traditions around it familiar? And so that's why like our tins, these are the actual tins themselves. These we have made in France from the same factory that makes some of the biggest names in caviar. And it's like so easy for people to understand when they see a tin like this, that this is something that's going to look like caviar, versus, a glass jar or a cardboard box or something.
I dig it so much. Okay. Now tell me about this. I'm just for sure. This first time we've talked, but I am for sure that you are some kind of marketer. Actually, I'm convinced because I get on your website here and you've been featured like everywhere. Okay. You've been featured Wall Street Journal, Alex Earl. Okay. Like I don't know if these are just like all of your friends that you already had and connections actually, but like to get featured in all of these places is kind of bananas. Like tell me about like getting the word out and getting featured in all these places. Like what does that look like for you?
Yeah, it's an interesting pitch. I mean, with Alex, this was actually when I was still in business school. She actually tried a recipe that I made. Like this was Ash's kitchen batch.
Wow.
That's how early it was. When she was trying it, I was still a student in business school, and she came to campus to give a talk and wanted to, I guess, like meet. Some brands sent their pitch decks, student brands, and she picked mine. And she got to try it and she liked it. So that was really exciting. And I think like, yeah, it's interesting to think about what resonates to different like media customers or intermediaries. And so like one thing I try to play up to certain people is that our product is shelf stable. And that's like really exciting to restaurants and airlines because caviar is extremely difficult to ship. You have to have a cold chain and that's expensive, and then storage is a problem as well.
Great point.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. But then when I'm speaking with some chefs, it's less about like how is this similar to caviar and more about like what are the new ways that you can use it. So our product stands up really well to heat. Caviar doesn't. And so it's like, can you put this on something that's piping hot? And it reacts like well with acid. It's a salty product. So like, could you put it in a salad dressing, or could you put it on something like sweet? I don't know. It's a lot stronger as well. So like, how can you use it in a mixture in a way you can't use caviar? And so that's exciting for chefs. There's the exciting thing for like business, people in the business side and the logistics side. And then like it tastes good. A lot of people who don't like the taste of caviar like our product because
they like yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, our ingredients are like seaweed tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce, tomato, And so
Yeah.
it's like super umami, and I don't know, people seem to really like it. Also, random
Ashley.
demographic, pregnant women.
Oh, really?
I
Oh,
didn't even think of that.
huge.
I
I didn't
know.
even think of that either. That's
Oh, that's a
massive.
great
So
point.
Wow.
That's a great
What?
point.
I mean, Ashley, you just talked about a bunch of different demographics like pregnant women, businesses, chefs. You also have the influencer piece. Which of these pieces are you most excited about for the back half of the year?
I think I'm really excited. So I see restaurants as amazing partnerships. Like back to
Yeah,
this whole thing about, introducing a new product. I think there's a degree of trust, and that's like with kind of key opinion leaders. So restaurants are a really great example. We're working with a couple,
Totally.
and then also I have found this is a really interesting piece is that I care so much less about people's follower count and so much more about the degree of enthusiasm in which they talk about the product. So I mean, I've
totally.
had people post that have like millions or half a million followers, and like they're excited and they post kind of an aesthetic photo of the product. But where I really see a huge uptick in sales is when someone posted like, I tried this and I ate the entire tin in one sitting, and
Love.
it's like we're in this age where like testimonials really matter.
Yeah.
And so like that's kind of like, how do you build trust? I think it's those two avenues. And then in terms of what I'm really excited for like sales is because back to the shelf stability point, we can ship our
Yes.
product. And so
Yeah.
I get this like amazing opportunity to connect directly with my customers. And I think with retail, you have to be ready to fulfill massive orders and not have any stock outs. We sold out of our product in 48 hours, and that was like with zero paid marketing. And that was
Oh,
like D2C, right? And I'm like, a sellout is great, but it's also like, I would love to have enough supply to meet all of the demand. And so, yeah, I'm like very excited to keep D2C going strong.
for
Wow.
sure.
Actually,
Wow.
incredible. Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Sell out in 48 hours. Like
No
that
paid
is
marketing.
like,
It
No
was
paid
that's
crazy.
marketing.
exciting. No paid marketing. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I had to
wild.
take a train to my manufacturer to go make more product at like midnight. Yeah.
Wow.
The joys, the fun.
The
Yeah.
shelf stability, and the chef piece just seems
Yeah.
so interesting to me. And I'm like imagining in my mind, I'm imagining David Chang of Momofuku, like using these pearl caviar and like some new, dish he's cooked up, and he's talking about it on Netflix. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's like so much potential there.
I
And then
need you to
and then
run my marketing.
I,
Like
well,
I
I'm
bring back Leo and
you
Buzz
know,
Lerman and
Actually, this was all just a big secret pitch for me to run your
This-
marketing. That's what this
there you go.
was. That's what this was. No,
He'd crush it.
yeah, send
I
me your
think
resume.
I think that gosh, I just see that chef piece and
The chef piece is huge.
involving this as a new ingredient product in the like bougie thing that they are creating, the artwork that they are creating
Yeah.
and bringing to the world. That's fascinating to me. And the whole like you solve the problem of like, being shelf stable and all of the expenses that come with regular caviar. And that's just so interesting to me. I feel like there's like, and the airline piece, like why
Mhm.
doesn't every business class, why doesn't every like first class like have this available? Why isn't Delta like offering this inside of their business class? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel
Oh
like
my
there's
gosh.
a real play here.
Yeah, airlines, it's so interesting. I mean, the caviar market is just a bit supply constrained in some ways. And so you kind of get these crazy figures like Lufthansa, I think at one point was buying 3% of the global caviar supply for their first
Wow.
and business class. It's just like airlines see this as a value prop that's kind of part of like your expectation when you fly. And so it's just kind of like a fascinating and fun thing. Plus, salty things taste better on airlines. I brought my caviar on a plane so I could test it.
And you tested it.
I think it tastes great at like all times. I could not really tell the difference, but
Yeah.
it did taste great on a plane as well with a Bloody Mary.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead, Colin. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, your product goes to a very, I would say, upper echelon customer. Is there any purchases that you've had where it's been like, I cannot believe that this person just purchased from me. This is like totally unbelievable. Like Tom Brady came through and you're just like, I can't believe like Tom Brady loves my caviar. This is like unbelievable. It's like total pinch me moment.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've had a bunch of like people that I didn't even know. Like I see the Shopify orders come in and I'm like, "Oh, who is this person?" So I can't say like all the name, like I can't disclose like everyone that's
Totally.
buying. I will say that there are like there's some nice zip codes.
Nice zip codes.
Let's go.
I think okay, so Lufthansa, they need to be buyers of Pearle Caviar.
Must.
Fair. I mean, are there
Emirates.
any other, like, who else is on
Emirates.
like the hit list? Emirates, they need to be on.
Must.
Who
Emirates
else is like a
I
must on
mean,
this list?
It's really interesting. I mean, like launching a brand from business school was, I think, quite an interesting thing, because if I had thought more seriously about doing this maybe a year earlier, I would have met even more of the speakers that came to campus. But I did meet like Ed Bastian, who's the CEO of Delta and stuff, and he tried my caviar. That was actually a crazy story because he had a bodyguard and he was like, "Don't eat anything that like you don't know." He was like, "You eat it anyway." So yeah, it's just like a really fun thing. Airlines for sure. I feel like there's got to be, I mean, there's just always some, I like never even know. And sometimes like people reach out to do collabs, like Dirty Martini. I think there's a whole trend now where it's like tinned fish and teenies. Like everyone wants like dirty martinis are so in, and people come up with all these flavors, and then everyone wants to do tinned fish or like something that comes out of a tin that you open up. It's really interesting actually when you think about like, so I don't see my product obviously like a condiment. It exists in its own kind of additional category, but like if you take condiments as an example, or like sauces, it's like you have cooking sauces and then you have like table sauces. So table sauce, like your chili crisp, oil, like your ketchup, and then a cooking sauce is maybe like a miso or something. And cooking sauces have such a lower adoption rate because it requires, people think it requires more knowledge to use the product. And then you have like table sauces where people are like, I don't need a kitchen. I can just put this on top of whatever I'm eating already, which caviar goes so well with so many things that like, I think hotel mini bars is like a great example. Like
great point.
And so I don't know. It's just like exciting because sometimes I'm like, well, I really didn't think of that, but someone somewhere saw the product and thought of it, which I'm like, thank you.
I think a home run location, because it's so occasion driven pushed, would be wedding dress shopping, because people are already celebrating and having champagne there, and just a nice little pop open. And
we actually have something blue. So that was like
Hey, there we go. Let's go, Ashley.
That's incredible.
Okay. Lufthansa, Delta, Emirates. We need like big, glorious hotel chains, luxury hotel chains. And the mini bar needs to be there. This is awesome and incredible. Tell us this, Ashley. Where can people find you, follow you? Of course, Pearle Caviar, Pearl with an E at the end, pearlecaviar.com. Everybody should go and buy there. Where can people follow you, stay up to date, and push forward with you the world's best vegan caviar?
Yeah, I mean, website is great. We'll have the stockist page with our where you can buy it in person. We're having a pop-up in the Hamptons this summer. If anyone will be there on August 15th, we're doing a creme fraiche gelato cart topped with caviar and salted potato chips. So that I think will, another weird and wacky combination of foods, but hopefully it tastes good. Yeah.
Incredible. I know it will. Ashley, we appreciate you making the time to join us. We're going to cut this up and we're going to tag the CEO of Delta, and we're going to tag Lufthansa and David Chang from Momofuku. This belongs in whatever his next Netflix thing is. And we appreciate you making the time to join us. Look forward to having you back. Thanks, Ashley.
Thanks for being my marketers.